Hi beautiful, welcome back to CDB London, home of Hair Made Easy. Now you're used to seeing us post hair tutorials on how to get the salon look at home, giving you amazing tips and tricks on what to do with your wig as soon as you get it out of the bag, or if you just want to get ready and go out. But today we're going to be doing something a bit different and answering your most frequently asked questions. Now there are a lot of questions you may have. There are probably some things that you are a bit unsure about, and we want to come and put your mind at ease. So let's get straight into these questions. The first question, and one that I get asked often, is do you lose your edges whilst wearing your lace wig, and are they safe to wear if you want to grow your hair out? So yes, they are safe to wear if you want to grow your hair out, and no, you don't have to lose your edges when wearing a wig. Now I've been wearing a wig for nearly 10 years now. I've been wearing different styles, different lace systems, which include, you know, lace frontals, lace closures, having elastic bands, even wearing U-part wigs where I would leave my own hair out and straighten it on top. That is a serious throwback. But one thing that I've learned is definitely that your hair care under your wig is equally, if not more so, important than the care for your wig itself. You are wearing your wig as a protective style. Now there are certain things that you can do to make your wig not protective, and it's really important to make sure you're wearing your wig right. So a few things are like this: wearing a wig that is too small for you, which is why we always tell you make sure you measure your head and get the right size for your wig. And if you are a bit unsure, or you feel like you just want to be safe, get a size slightly above what it is that your measuring tape is telling you. That way you know you won't be cutting off blood flow or circulation to your scalp and your head, which can sometimes cause headaches. But also, when you stop blood flow and circulation around your edges can't grow. Blood flow stimulates growth, and so it's really important to make sure your wig is not too tight. Another thing is our wigs come with combs on the inside, but you don't have to use them. Oftentimes the elastic band is enough, and even if you feel like you don't want to use the elastic band, we have some adjustable straps in the back which make your wig tight enough and secure enough without placing any sort of tension on your head. And one of the major contributors to losing your edges or hair loss whilst wearing a wig is using way too much glue and not removing it properly. We actually have a whole article on our ends, tips and tricks blog which you can read to figure out how to use glue and gel safely. Now with most of our wigs, they are actually glueless, and if you are trying to really protect your hair and grow your hair, but also you're a bit new to the wig life and aren't really too comfortable using glue and gels, I would highly recommend that you go for a lace system such as the 4x4 or the 6x6, which are closures which are completely glueless, don't require you doing too much, and you can just wear them really comfortably, taking them on and off. Also, our lace is actually quite soft, so you don't need to worry about it snagging your hair and kind of ripping hair out. So don't worry, wigs, as long as it's a good wig, can protect your hair and be an amazing protective style. Like I said, I've been wearing wigs for nearly 10 years, and my hair has had several phases under that where I've been relaxed and then I cut it off into a pixie cut, and now for the last 3 years I've been growing it out into a fro, and it's been growing perfectly fine. How long will a human hair lace wig last? Now this really depends on how well you keep your wig. Because our wigs have really good quality human hair on them, they last quite a long time. I've had some of my oldest CDB London wigs for about 2 years now, and they have been doing really well, going really strong, as long as you take care of it, which means don't use heat every single day, because that will lead to split ends, dry ends, and you'll have to give them a lot more trims. Wash your wig maybe like every 2 weeks to every 4 weeks with a really nice moisturizing shampoo and conditioner such as Tresemme. That's one of my go-to favorites. I would definitely recommend keeping your wig clean, but also keeping it nourished. So realize that obviously this is hair that is not attached to a scalp, which means that it's not getting like the natural nutrients of natural hair oils or scalp oils that your hair naturally produces on a daily. So you will need to show it some extra love, but taking care of your wigs isn't that hard, and the more you take care of it, the longer it will last. Also, if you have a wig collection and you interchangeably wear your wigs and your wig styles, obviously it overall adds to the longevity of each unit, so that you know you're not wearing it every single day. But if you are wearing your wig on a daily basis, that is completely fine. You will typically be able to get a year's wear out of it that I found. Why are the wigs so pricey? So this is actually a really good question, and a question we get asked all the time. Now, first of all, the wigs themselves are a really big investment. Well, not really big, but they're an investment. You know, these are wigs that are going to last you a couple of years, and you're going to get a good amount of wear out of it. Now, when you think about how much you would usually spend on like installing a sew-in, getting a weave, buying new hair all the time, in the long run, a wig actually makes a lot more financial sense. Also, our wigs are really high quality, and so we try and make sure that the hair that you're actually getting, because it lasts long, it's actually really quality, which oftentimes good things don't come cheap. But also, we are a growing team and a growing brand, and in doing that, we have an amazing team that we have to pay. We have stylists that we support in making sure that the wigs are ready to go for next day delivery, and just, yeah, there are some things that we need to upkeep as well. So we try and make sure, in order to support our community but also to bring you some really great products, that we create prices which reflect the quality of the product, we hope. And there are oftentimes discounts available if you join the mailing list, and you get some exclusive discounts from time to time, but we try and keep our prices as affordable as possible. Are your wigs beginner friendly? Yes. So we are, like I said, home of hair made easy. We want to always sell ready and easy to wear wigs, which means that your wig comes already customized and ready to wear, so that all you need to do is really cut off your lace, and you can actually request at checkout for the lace to be cut for you if you really want us to send it ready for you to just put it on your head. But we try and do as much as we can in our studio so that you get your wig ready to put on your head and slay, and all you need to really do is tint your lace with a little bit of foundation, cut off that lace, and you are ready to go. What are some common mistakes that could ruin a lace wig? Really good question. So a massive thing which a lot of people don't know is not brushing your wig often. I think because it's not like attached to your head and you can put it on, whip it off, sometimes you'll find it in some hickey places after work. I somehow find it on the floor, and that's okay, you know, but actually you do need to brush it, and definitely getting that section in the back just with a nice hairbrush, wide tooth comb, anything that will just get some tangles out. Just brush it. I find that just a quick brush in the morning before you go out at the end of the day is a really good way to upkeep your hair, because the more tangles you have, sometimes the more knots you can get, and if it gets really tangled and you haven't brushed it out, when you do go to brush it out, you kind of rip knots out of it, which can snap the hair and really cause split ends and cause your hair to get dry. It's just a downward spiral. Now, you don't have to worry too much about like combing it all the time. I mean, I've been wearing this wig all day. I can still run my fingers through it. Yeah, I can still run my fingers through it, and it's curly hair. So I would just say definitely make sure that you're keeping your wig nice and detangled. Another common mistake that can ruin your wig is overloading it with too many products. Now, if you are a product junkie and you put loads of like oils in your hair in an attempt to keep it sleek, healthy and shiny, you onboard it with loads of like oils and serums, it can weigh the hair down, and the more the hair is weighed down, the dustier it can get. It can actually gather dust, and it begins to look dull and begins to actually get a lot drier. So because of the texture of this hair, no matter the wig type you get from the wig collection, it just doesn't require that much oil on it. So don't go too far with all of the excess products. If you feel like your wig is getting really dry, take a little bit of light serums, and we've recommended some in the past, like a light argan oil, and just nourish it a little bit. But it may be time for a wash if you feel like it's getting a bit too dull. I have never tried a wig before. How can I start? That's a really good question. So for your first wig, I always recommend to people, go for a closure wig, go for a glueless closure wig. A 4x4 is the perfect place to start for your wigs, or a 6x6 for a look like this. Now, a 6x6 does require just a little bit of extra work when you first get it, but it's also a glueless wig option. So it's something that really gives you the balance of like a natural look, but so does a 4x4. I would definitely go with something that isn't a frontal, just because frontals require, you know, a little bit of gelling down and, you know, working with glues and stuff like that, and that may not be something that you want to do as a beginner. I would also recommend going for a straight texture, or like this Mandy wig or the Nicola wig, because it doesn't require that much maintenance to it. Now, with our curly textures such as the Courtney, Jade or Corriday wig. The Amma wig, not so much. They do require a little bit of prep every single day or every other day with like water and detangling it, just because of how the hair texture is. But none of our wigs are really high maintenance, and we try to keep it that way. So you can go with any of the wigs. I would say the lace system is what would really be good for you to focus on. And so getting a 4x4 closure wig is a great one that you can put on, take off, easy, really secure, really great for your hair, and a good easy texture. Start off with the Mandy wig or the Kennedy wig. The bob is a great place to start, price point wise and texture wise. How long can I leave a lace wig on my head? So it depends on you, really. You can choose to sleep in your wig if you want to, but the beauty of wigs is that once you are done from a long day of work, sis, you can just take it off, throw it on a chair and hit the bed. And it's definitely easy to do with options such as the 4x4 lace closure and the 6x6 lace closure as well. But it really does depend on you. I mean, you can decide to sew down your wig and keep it on for weeks like a weave, and that can easily be done by sewing in between the tracks through the mesh cap. The mesh cap is super breathable, and you can go through with like a needle and thread and attach it to your cane rows if you say go to the gym a lot or you don't want to take off your wig that often. Does it get hot under a wig? Now that is a really good question, because a lot of people assume that it does. So our wig caps are actually not like your standard type when you're making a handmade wig. They're actually a lot thinner than that. They're very breathable, very stretchy, and really thin, so a lot of air can get through your hair. Now I would say the longer your hair is, now I am an inches babe, I like inches, so this is a 24-inch wig, and the longer your hair is, it does sometimes get a bit hot around your neck, but it has to be really hot weather in order for you to get like uncomfortably hot. I would definitely recommend, if you're the sort of person who gets hot flashes or just feels really warm in general, even when it's not that hot outside, get a short legged, or get maybe a wig that is long enough that you can tie it back. Our wigs look really nice tied back as well. Now anyone who has a CDB London wig will be able to tell you that though the hair is a really lovely density and it's nice and full and a natural look, they're actually not heavy, they're really light, and because of that you feel a lot more free when you're wearing them. And the wigs, like I said, the caps in them are made with really nice material which is soft but also really breathable, so you shouldn't get too hot under it at all. But of course, if it's like really hot, girl, get your hair out, go out and get the, you know, wind on your scalp if you want to, but you will never be too hot under your wig at all. Can I sleep in my wig? Yes, you actually can if you want to. Say you've like glued down your wig, or in fact you just want to sleep in it, go ahead, it is yours to do with what you wish. I would definitely recommend though, just because of the nature of the cotton on our pillowcases, just tie it up with a hairband, wrap a satin scarf maybe around your hairline if you're wearing a lace frontal, and just keep it down and secure, keep it wrapped up, and you'll be good to go. Of course you can sleep in it. What are bleached knots? Very good question. So on our website you'll be able to see that all our wigs, like I said, they come customized, and that includes having the knots bleached. So let me get into a bit of wig science for you. So in order to attach hair to a piece of lace, you need to do something called knotting, which means that you need to feed the hair through the mesh or through the lace and tie it in order to make sure that it stays. Now when you tie that hair strand or those couple of hair strands on the lace, it will create a knot. That knot often looks like a bead, a little black bead at the bottom, at the root of your hair. Now that's what's keeping your hair attached to your lace. So oftentimes when you wear a wig or you get a wig from other companies, they won't come with the knots bleached, and so when you go to wear it, you're able to kind of get that natural look, but you have these really weird like black dots, like little ants on your scalp. And what we do in-house is bleach them, which basically lightens them from a black color to more of a brown or a light brown color, which means once you then add your tint or your foundation to the lace and it gets a little bit on the knots become your color, which means that instead of having these little black dots on your scalp or on your lace, all people will see is hair. it won't look like there are any knots. So we bleach the knots in order to create as natural of a look as possible. We don't bleach your knots too much. The reason why is over bleaching your knots or bleaching them to like a really light blonde color or till everything is completely gone can oftentimes weaken them and cause your wig to shed a lot more than it should. And that's why we want to do it in-house and make sure that you don't have to go through all of that science to be able to do it. We have a group of professional trained hairstylists on the team who actually make sure that it's done to a really effective and nice natural look without compromising your hair too much, which is why the CDB London wigs can last a really long time but already come ready to wear without those little beads of black. So bleach knots basically mean you're not starting from scratch. Your wig is ready to wear and give you a natural illusion and look. How can I prevent shedding minimal hair loss on my lace wig? Really good question. So similar to your natural hair, any wig will shed. It will, you know, let off a little strand here and there, and our wigs are also included in that. We have minimal shedding in our wigs, but we do have shedding, you know, a couple of strands here and there. But with lace, oftentimes, because like I said, the hair is really delicately knotted into the lace, sometimes those knots can come out naturally with brushing, with just anything that you're really going to be doing with it. Now, a couple things you can do to avoid causing excess shedding is one, don't scratch your lace. When you're scratching your lace, like I've just taught you guys, your lace is made out of lace but also hairs attached to the lace. The more you scratch, the more you're undoing those knots and kind of forcing the hair out of the lace. So I would definitely recommend, if your hairline is itchy, say, and you've got like a frontal on or a lace system on, just tap. You'll be able to, you know, scratch that itch, but it's really important not to like rub or really scratch at it, because over time that can wear at the lace and cause a bald patch, excess shedding. We don't want that around here. Another thing is just to make sure that you're not over brushing or over combing. If you are gonna comb properly, comb from the ends and work your way up towards the root of your hair so you're not ripping out any hair straight from the root. But it is a really important thing to note that naturally over time your lace frontal or closure will bald. Now it will take a long time if you take care of it properly by avoiding the things I just mentioned, but your wig will need a bit of servicing or revamping, so you can definitely send it back to us for a replacement service on your wigs, but that's something that happens usually months and months and months and months and hopefully years down the line, as long as you take care of your wig. But we hope we've answered some of your questions, and thank you so much for sending them in. If you do have any more, definitely drop them in the comment section and let us know what you would like to see from us. You have a lot more hair made easy tutorials coming to you, so we want to hear your suggestions. What do you need us to put to you? What do you need us to show you? What do you need us to teach you? We have got you. And so yeah, let us know down below any video suggestions or questions that you have so that we can put your mind at ease. Our DMs and emails are always open, so definitely get in touch and we are ready to answer any questions that you have. But as always, be sure to shop the CDB London site. We are so appreciative of all the support that we have received over the last few months. You guys have been absolutely amazing, from liking, sharing, watching, buying, and so we really do appreciate you, and we can't wait to show you more and bring you more. You really are a part of this journey to growing a global wig brand, and I, the team, we all appreciate you so much. So we will talk to you soon.